Welcome back to Everybody Loves Scott. So I made a video as far as the 2025 bikes. I kind of showed you the difference between European, Japanese, and the Chinese bikes. And then I made a video as far as the Templar and showing the three different flavors, variations of that bike. So I figured we should do it for the Hawk as well. Welcome to Everybody Loves Scots, where I review China bikes and I document the experience of the bike.
When you get what you want, maybe I should start over.
Because there actually are three different versions of that bike. You have the basic Hawk 250, they have a newer bike called the HAWKS, and then of course there's the Hawk DLX, which we have right here. Now there's a difference in the price. The basic Hawk goes for $18.79. The Hawk X, they stepped it up to $19.55, and the DLX is $21.49. These prices I got from Amazon. You may see different pricing depending where you try to, buy your bike. So one thing about all three of the bikes, they all have a single cylinder. They call it a 250. It's a 229cc air-cooled engine. So it's all the same as far as that. The horsepower rating is a little bit different because of the Hawk 250 and the Hawk X are actually carbureted, where the Hawk DLX is fuel injected. The Hawk comes in, if they say 14 horsepower. The Hawk X, they're giving it 14.7, whereas the DLX with the fuel injection, you get 15.4 horsepower. As far as the torque, the Hawk 250 shows 12. The Hawk X, they give it 13.6. I'm thinking there might be a gearing difference that they can show a difference with that. And with the DLX, it's 12 as well. They have 5-speed transmissions across the board. They're all electric and kick start, so you don't have any issues with that. As far as the weight of the bikes, the basic Hawk goes for 265 pounds. The Hawk X, they show 286, and then the Hawk DLX is 280 pounds. There is a little bit difference in the variance as far as the length. The Hawk 250 and the Hawk X come in at 82.3 inches, whereas the Hawk DLX is actually 84 inches in length. As far as the wheelbase, they're all pretty much the same at 54 inches. The seat height, you're looking at the DLX at 36 inches. The other two are about 35 inches. And I think that has to do with the suspension difference. As far as ground clearance, the Hawk 250 shows 8.3. The Hawk X, they're showing 10.6 inches, so you do get a little more ground clearance. And the Hawk DLX is 8.3. Now, all three of them, they have a nice sized gas tank, 3.7 gallons of fuel, so that's a nice feature in itself. You can definitely ride it a long way. The Hawk 250 actually has the standard forks, with the standard forks of yesteryear. The Hawk X, it has the standard type forks, but they say you're paying a little bit more money because they upgraded the suspension. So I'm thinking the springs might be a little bit firmer. They made some adjustments to that. Whereas the Hawk DLX, you get the inverted forks. So that's definitely a nice feature in itself. They're all the Hawk 250 and the Hawk X, they are carbureted. Whereas the Hawk DLX, you get fuel injection, which I do like that. So you can see there are some variances in all these bikes. I wouldn't say one is going to be so much better than the other because a lot of people like fuel injection. You can mess with the carburetor, make your adjustments. The fuel injection, I do like what the DLX here is. You just hit the button, it starts every time, but you don't have the flexibility as far as getting in a computer and making adjustments. So some of the benefits, if you're looking at these Hawks and decide one over the other, the basic Hawk is a lower price. There's nothing wrong with that. Also, it's lighter. You're talking 15 to 20 pounds lighter, so maybe it has a little less horsepower than a Hawk DLX, but that could be an offset in itself. The Hawk X, you may want that one because they said they upgraded the suspension, which can make a difference. It has a little bit more torque. And in fact, I believe that one actually might have a balanced engine. I did a little research on it. In fact, I even called the distributors to find out. And believe it or not, they can't give you accurate information. I believe the Hawk X comes with a balanced engine, so you won't get as much vibration. The Hawk DLX, you're looking at inverted forks. You got your fuel injection. And with that one as well, I believe the newer ones, because this one is not, has a balanced engine. But calling the manufacturer, they weren't real clear on that. When I talked about balanced engines, they tried to sell me a $5,000 bike. They didn't know I was just doing research. But anyway, I wanted to give you a Hawk update, let you know all 3 different models. I do appreciate everybody watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.